Maranatha, and welcome back to part 164 of Flipping Tables. And this is January the 28th, 2026 by man's calendar. And there's something really important I need to talk about. What's going on, y'all? What's going on out there? Been in lockdown for a while. I know, I get it. Some of y'all may still be snow-iced in your home. I am, I get it. But let me tell you something. Let me ask you something. What the heck? When did the Armageddon go and get like vacation weeks? What the heck? You know, I really don't know how to go about this just yet. I saw something this morning while I was just trying to get some materials together for my post. I've been trying to take it easy a couple of days because I was having some issues, but during that little material gathering thing I was doing, I happened to catch sight of a post. It caught my attention. It didn't make any sense to me. I thought it was something biblical at first when I first began to read it, because it was a minister of the gospel that had posted it. I couldn't understand a thing of it at first, and I was praying, Jesus, what the heck is he talking about? There was a good reason for me not to understand it. Ministers, I wasn't aware that spirituality got snow days. Do forgive me. I didn't get that memo. I didn't know that we had a right to put our Christian walk on pause so that we could talk about the ball game. This is a Babylonian thing, keeping people distracted. And you, ministers, talking about the ball game on your social media makes people think that the world's fine and everything's okay. This snowstorm, in fact, is proof that everything ain't okay and everything ain't just fine. Look at what's happening. Look how this snow and ice hit. Yeah, I know we get winter storms, but not there's been a lot of media hype about exploding trees, and now not only are we getting exploding trees, we're getting ice or frost quakes or whatever the crap they calling them in Tennessee. That's what they said. And the ground is not just quaking though, it's exploding. It's having big booms to go with it. Anyone else find that very wrong besides me? I mean, come on. They's trying to say that you get frost quakes. Yes, that's what they call them. Frost quakes. Because I was making fun of them calling them frosty quakes. They said that you could get frost quakes and that it was fairly common. That's what the media is reporting now. No, they're not fairly common. I've been on this earth 50 years now. Never in my days have I ever heard of those things, and I studied earth science. I had an A++ in earth science. Don't try to tell me you're garbage. There's no such a thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not like these others. I'm not getting paid to lie to you, and even if I was, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't take that job because I don't believe in lying to people. That's wrong. These people at line's going to burn in hell. They've already sold their soul. It's too late. They reprobate. Now they got a small window in which to repent and come out of their sin and be baptized in the name of Jesus for the remission of their sins. But that means they're going to have to give up that lying lifestyle and all that. And come out of it. Not do it no more. Now, I know it's been a little while, but I've been trying to catch up posts on YouTube and such alike. And I've been doing just photo things and things, posts, typed up posts, rather than videos for a little while here. But it was because I was trying to gather material and I was having a little prayer time with the Lord because I needed it. I'd seen some issues, but then I seen that this morning about the minister posting about ball stats. Ministers, they see you out here posting them ball stats and they think everything's honky-dory. You ain't posting about the Lord, you posting ball stats. They think everything's fine. The world is not coming to an end. Congratulations. You are helping keep people living in the Babylonian society instead of leading them out. When people die, their souls is on your hands, not mine. My hands are clear. I've been trying to warn people even through my typed posts, still keeping on the firing line, still doing something, even though I needed some prayer time with Jesus. You know, I just don't see him in this world like he used to be in this world. Looks to me like the Comforter is leaving. Y'all keep rejecting him. What else he gonna do? He gonna leave. And then he gonna come with his wrath. That's what he gonna do. Let me say to you, if our governments are smart enough to pull their people out during crisis of war, listen to what I'm about to say here. For you non-rapture believing people. If our governments are smart enough to pull our people out of other countries that we're at war with or about to go to war with to protect them, and these people are evil, how much more do you think God will protect his righteous, if there be any, on the earth right now? Just like in the days of Noah and in the days of Lot, he protected his righteous people. Yeah, granted, he about had to them angels about had to throw Lot plumb up out there, but Jesus will do her, son. Some of us is kind of thick. It takes a little bit for it to get through, I guess. Like Lot. But anyways, we're going to talk about this, and yeah, as you can tell, I've got scriptures. We're going to go through some scriptures here. We're going to show you something. The world is not fine just because your minister may be posting the ball game stats like Babylon's fine. Babylon ain't fine. Babylon getting ready to fall. So let me just tell you, it's getting ready to rain far, y'all. Getting ready to rain far on the earth. Trumpet getting ready to sound. Jesus coming. Jesus coming. I'm making this plea to you right now, trying to make this as serious as I can. I don't care what your pastors are doing. I don't care what the ministers are doing. If they ain't warning you constantly to come out of the world because they living in it, something's wrong with that minister. Something's wrong with that pastor. We can't go back into Babylon, ministers, and start living like nothing's happening just because it snowed. That's a tactic of the enemy to catch you off guard and distract you and make you think, oh, I got a snow day. I got a snow week. You know what? I've had that and I've had my fill of it. How many of you pray for the temperatures to come up? How many of y'all rebuke this storm? How many of you went out and bought 600 gallon of milk because you got somewhere to keep it and you got all that money? Some of us don't have all that money. Some of us ain't stockpiling. Some of us is on more rations right now because we're going to run out of milk before we run out of cookies. And, you know, water just don't cut it with the cookies. It ain't the same. It's kind of gross if you dunk. I don't dunk that way, but still, it's still kind of gross. Just saying. Making a point. We at the end, folks. I ain't worried about none of this stuff. I'm just making a point and trying to use a little humor to do it. But in all honesty, I'm a little bit miffed because we got ministers in the apostolic faith sitting around here playing. And it's fine to take a little leisure time and spend some time with the Lord and calm your brain, yeah. But don't put out darkness in the world. You sitting around talking about game stats. The world think everything fine and everything gonna be just fine. And that's the message you're putting out to the world, like everything's fine. But then here, if you hear this message, you're going to be like, oh, I know that's me, but that's okay. It's just a ball game. No, it's not okay. Look what you're putting out. Look what people are saying. They're watching you for your reaction to what's happening. They're looking to you for biblical advice about what's happening in this world, but they're not getting that. They're getting game stats instead. Nice to know that our ministers had time to get back into Babylon and enjoy some Babylon society and go back into the Babylonian gaming system, basketball game, baseball games, what have you. I don't care what you're watching. Yeah, I know it's basketball. And even football season. You know, I did used to watch football years ago. Years ago, till the Lord showed me what it really was. They're gladiators keeping people distracted. They're stars. It is a sad day when a person that catches a football or runs a football down a field makes millions of dollars a year. And people who are out here serving, protecting, and defending your country, serving, protecting, and defending your lives against the evils that's on the streets all around you, don't make piddlings. Those who wait on you, and I'm not complaining about my income. Don't get me mad, because labor's worthy of their hire. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's sad that these people that ain't doing nothing but a couple months a year makes more in that couple months a year than folks that are laying their life down on the line every day. This is something that we do need to think about. But we certainly don't need to be talking about it out here with the world and getting engaged in this and making such a big deal about game stats when the world's coming to an end, gentlemen. Why am I having to remind you of this? That's something right there. That's what I've been in heavy prayer about the last while, because even the ministers are not getting this, how close we are to the very end. And it saddens me that you don't see Jesus and him right there. He's right there at the door. Literally getting ready to pour his wrath out upon this earth. And you think, no, it's got to be much worse than this. Hello? Thousands of people a day are dying from one thing or another. Oh, that don't affect you because it's way off in the wild blue and you don't see it right at your back door. There was a homeless man that froze to death. If his friend hadn't talked about him, nobody would have ever known it. Y'all know that. These storms are killing people. There's people that's out there in this weather that got no protection, got no help. But that's okay, because we got the game stats now. Ministers, how are you going to make it to heaven when you stuck in your Babylonian stuff? You're telling Jesus this stuff is more important to you than he is. I want to get into this Timothy, though. Let's get into this Timothy, because there's some other scriptures I want to cover too, but I don't have those right in front of me right at the moment. But, well, I guess I'm going to do that because Jesus wants me to do it. So I'm going to grab it. Okay, let's jump into Matthew real quick. Matthew 16. This is about us denying ourselves and going after the Lord, y'all. We have to do these things. Folks ain't wanting to sacrifice self, though. No, sir. Don't want to give up self. That would require giving something up. Like the rich man who had to give up his goods. He didn't want to do that, so he couldn't follow after Jesus. Anyways, let's get into Matthew 16. And starting at verse 24. Then Jesus said unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? For the Son of Man shall come in his glory, for the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with all his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. Do you think those people are still alive today? Where are they at? Because we have not seen Jesus coming in his kingdom. And this is what Jesus said. But he's telling us to deny ourselves and come after him. Are y'all doing that? No, you got the game stats going. How was that carrying a cross? I'm trying to show you what you're putting out to the world, y'all. For real, I'm trying to show you what you're putting out to the world. And, you're not. Let me go on into the next verse. Over here in Mark. It is 8. Starting at verse 34. Give me a second here and I'll see if I can get it a little bit in the camera view. And when he had called the people unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross, and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. For what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed, when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. Going into Matthew 10, verse 37 for a minute, because I want to explain. This is Jesus now talking. He's saying these things to people. He's trying to get a point across that you got to love him more than anything else on the earth. Even more than your own family. The disciples even left and went and followed Jesus. They went and followed Jesus. They put him first. That's what. And this is what we got to do. So let's look at Matthew 10:37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. If you love your family more than Jesus, or you love your sports more than Jesus, or you love your free time more than Jesus, the things, and when I say free time, I mean the things you do while in your free time, if it's not about Jesus. See, because in all my free time, I try to focus on the Lord. I try to meditate. I try to pray. No matter what I'm doing, whether I'm working or whatever I'm doing, I try to focus on Jesus. I try to meditate on Jesus. I try to pray continually, all day long. In the last little while, I've really had to just be in kind of quiet mode, because Jesus said, be still and know that I am God. And I was having some issues with some things that happened at Davos and stuff that they were saying. And now here they've got the doomsday clock back out again. And we now 85 seconds by their clock till midnight. Their clock is wrong. Why do you think they picked those numbers? 8 and 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. That's a demonic number. Just to rattle it off there. But listen, we're going to get into some of this stuff. We're going to talk about some of this stuff in the upcoming videos about Davos and the things that they've been doing. This is the world leaders deciding what you want to do with your life for the rest of your life. They got plans for you. This is not like the plans that Jesus has for you, mind you. But if you're not following Jesus, you're not going to care. You're going to follow their plan for you. So you help them with that mark of the beast and you go right on ahead. The iron and clay don't mix. I promise you, you will be sorry for putting all this crap in your temple. You might think, oh, God's not evil like that. You don't know God. That ain't evil. You don't know anything about Jesus. That ain't evil for him to keep his promise to destroy them that hate him. That ain't evil. That's him keeping his word. That's him being a good father, teaching us to keep our word. Yep. But anyways, getting back into this. If you don't love Jesus, you're not worthy of him. If you don't love him more than everything in your life, you are not worthy of him. And you might think, well, it don't matter if I want to watch a ball game or whatever. Well, fine. If you want to watch it, watch it. That's between you and God. Don't go yelling and fighting and ranting and raving and carrying on and putting people down about it on social media, because that's the way the world's going to react. They're going to see that and they're going to say, well, if that minister can do that, I can too. If they go into heaven like that, I can too. Well, the bad news is they don't know. They not going to heaven like that because you ain't neither. When you putting out darkness rather than light, you're not going to make it. That's the newsflash. Y'all, let me warm you up to this. Depart from me, you worker of iniquity, for I never knew you. That's what you're going to hear. And a lot sooner than you think. See, Jesus is looking for his ministers that he's going to find so doing in these last days. He's already checked in on you. He knows what you were doing. He knows about those of you that spent your snow days on the pornifications. He knows about those. Why can't you keep your mind away from this stuff? Just because you snowed in don't mean you got to get on the porn. Just saying. Why can't you, instead of worrying about all that stuff and what the world's up to, get into the Word of God and study? Y'all time worrying about what you going to preach. But you know what? You wouldn't have to worry about what you're going to preach if the Word was hidden in your heart. Because then you could count on Jesus just to bring it to you lickety split. Well, bam. Yes, he'll do that. You pray for it. Because he told us in his word not to study what we was going to say anyway. Because in that time, he would give it to us because it'd be him doing it anyway. But anyways, let's go on into verse 38. Matthew 10, 37, 38. Let's recap 37 again, one more again. I want to make sure you're getting this. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. That's if you love anybody. That's just, he gives those examples because a lot of people, it's bad to center on their families. But you know what? Sometimes you don't have family like that. You have friends or what have you. It's talking about anybody. Sometimes you idolize a lot of these big people that's out here in the world who's got big names, and you think they got prestige and power, and you idolize them and you love them. That's why you already worshiping the beast. Anyways, going on to verse 38. And he that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. If you don't take up your cross. He that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. He that receiveth you receiveth me. And he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. But you know, I don't recall Jesus ever talking about no ball game stats. He was too busy preaching the kingdom of heaven is at hand to worry about ball game stats. He was too busy worried about other people's souls and lives and making sure people were okay to worry about ball game stats. Y'all are stuck in the Babylonian system. You are going to perish. Come out of her, my children, and receive not the wine of her wrath. This is still a Babylonian thing. You might as well go ahead and sing your country western songs or your rap songs or your rock songs and keep right on dancing to them, honey. Be as worldly as you can be. You might as well be worldly in those aspects. Is to be worldly in one thing is to be worldly in another. It ain't. You just trading off one for another. Hit or a miss. Yep, that's what you doing. Well, I gotta give up all this, but at least I still got my basketball. I had to give up all my country music and all that because it's about pornographic stuff mostly. Telling how people run off with this and that and so forth. Y'all don't see the evils in these things. There's something severely wrong with you. Why would you as a Christian person want to listen to these types of things? And let's talk about the ball games a little bit while we at it. Those cause people to fight. I saw a little clip, was it yesterday? While I was gathering some of my materials where people start yelling, this ball game's over. Well, no wonder you have people out there fist fighting on the court. It was a school basketball game, mind you, middle school, I think they said. And the fathers was out there in their boots and whatnot on that slack gym floor. And scuffing it up and so forth. And they was fighting, fist fighting. And the one guy got tased because he was trying to fist fight with the other parents. And the commentators was hollering, this game's over. Yes, yep, that one just got tased. And they said his name. They knowed him by name. He's that big of a troublemaker that they knowed him by name. He's famous. And apparently, for being a troublemaker at the ball games. This causes evil ruckuses and quarreling in y'all and fighting. And you can't see how it's a Babylonian thing. That man got tased because he punched somebody on the ball court. And then I thought, Jesus, this right here, this gladiator junk. Thanks, Apollo. Almost got you lined out anyway, so you going down anyway, brother. Bear that in mind, Apollo. He has not forgotten you, and he still sees what you doing. You still going in the lake of fire. It don't matter what you do. And it don't matter how many thousands you think you're going to take with you. Jesus still got his number. And it don't matter how many of the angels you brought with you that you caused to fall. You ain't going to take heaven. You ain't going to take heaven. Make no mistake about that. Jesus will always win. Anyhow, I'll see y'all in the next part. We got some more of these scriptures here to go over. Then we're going to get into Timothy. See you there.